From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colberth.
Good Tuesday morning and Merry Christmas Eve. Right now, we are tracking some wet weather across the region. Looks like some of the wettest stuff is in Walla Walla County, stretching down into Umatilla and Morrow counties. This is moving off towards the east. Snow levels around 5,500 feet for this morning. They will be drifting down throughout the day, but also the moisture will be exiting. But then we have more rounds of wet and wintry weather to deal with here over these next 36 to 48 hours. Wind gusts are a concern this morning, gusting out of the south and southeast upwards of 20 to 25 miles per hour for the Blue Foothills and the Blue Mountains. That's something that we're going to be tracking all throughout this morning. And now on to, it's either visibility or temperatures for this morning. There we go. Temperatures right around 40 degrees in the Blue Foothills. The same thing for the lower Columbia Basin. And we're in the mid to upper 30s in the Kittitas and Yakima Valley. So all of us need to bundle up this morning as you're headed out the front door. Here's the bottom line for the forecast. We'll have snowy mountain passes for today and tomorrow. Another chance for mountain snow Thursday into Friday. And then more storm systems into this weekend. I'll tell you how much rain and snow we're expecting from all these storm systems. And that's going to be coming up on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
Straight ahead on Good Morning Northwest, Hanford workers picketing on Columbia Center Boulevard. We have the latest on their negotiations with HMIS. And an update on the Lewis Street Overpass project in Pasco. Is it finally over? We'll let you know just ahead. Also, the holiday travel rush is in full swing. We have what you need to know if you plan on traveling either by road or by plane. Good Morning Northwest starts right now.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good Morning Northwest on your side.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jessica Jalal. It is Tuesday, December 24th. Merry Christmas Eve to everybody. We're going to start your top stories off with a follow-up. It's now been one full month since the Hanford lockout. The union representing the Hanford workers are set to be in court later this week. Now, this is video of workers picketing yesterday on Columbia Center Boulevard. The workers' attorney has filed an injunction to get everybody back to work. The union says they have continued to offer counter-offers to HMIS, but they keep getting declined. The union also says their health savings accounts are being locked. However, workers say they're hoping to hear back from the judge on Thursday.
We feel that we have a very strong case and that the facts are on our side, and that the judge, we believe and feel that he'll rule in our favor. But of course, once you get into that realm, it's unknown until you hear a judgment.
Workers say they will take a break from picketing for the next 2 days and then make a plan for after the holidays. Now to another follow-up, the city of Walla Walla has identified the human remains that were found during excavation work. The remains were found during street construction near Pioneer Park earlier this month. And according to the State Department of Archaeology, the remains have been identified to be someone of Native American origin. This means the discovery site near the intersection of Fern Avenue and Whitman Street is now officially designated as an archaeological site. If you would like to read more about this story, head to our website. That's applevalleynewsnow.com. In a health alert, the Kittitas County Public Health Department says it's received notification of a positive whooping cough case in a child of 4 years old. At this time, it does not appear the case has any link to the recent case with the Ellensburg High School wrestling team. The County Health Department says they are working with the family on figuring out the potential contacts the child has had with others, which one of those includes the Discovery Lab in Ellensburg. So the department is recommending that any child who has attended the Discovery Lab in the last 2 weeks to get tested. In Pasco this morning, we have an update on the Lewis Street Overpass project, particularly when it's expected to be complete. Our Monique Ledesma has the latest developments, plus how this project will help business owners as well as the city going forward.
All streets and sidewalks that were affected by this construction are now open for travelers. This construction project began in 2021, and earlier this year, business near the construction area lost business due to the roads being closed and having no sidewalks. Some having to close down their small business. Councilman Leo Perales says a city project like this puts things in perspective, and he says there are some things looking back on it he wished the council would have done differently.
I think we should have came down here, especially the week that construction began, right here in front of Lewis Street Tire and these other businesses, letting them know the extent to how this was essentially going to hurt their business. I mean, it really shut down this whole area. People stopped coming here when they see signs that say road closed. They just kind of go somewhere else.
Perales says the overpass renovation helps people with getting from the east and west side of Pasco. This makes it more accessible to people who are handicapped, walking, or biking.
Investment in revitalization that this city council has been pushing, from Peanuts Park to getting funding hopefully for the North Plaza to this overpass. We are making efforts to revitalize downtown and make this a destination spot.
Perales says there are only a few things left to get done on this to-do list to complete this project's checklist.
Well, there's still a little bit of demolition of the old Lewis Street overpass and backfilling it and stuff like that. But a lot of it is probably just, hydro seeding, putting some gravel in some spots.
Perales says aside from helping businesses in the downtown area by providing foot traffic, it's also helping unity flow throughout the whole city.
From east to the west, that side, people had to live over there because they were redlined to live over there. A lot of housing discrimination. So I really do think this is a symbol of, the unity that Pasco has really just worked its magic over the last couple of years.
The design and construction of this project so far is close to having about a $4 million price tag, and to ensure everything is done right, will be set to be done around February or March. Reporting in Pasco, Monique Ledesma, Apple Valley News Now.
Thank you, Monique. And the city of Pasco is set to have a grand opening with the ribbon cutting ceremony in the spring. Now, the holiday travel season is in full swing, so we have some reminders and tips for those that are getting on a plane. Now, the airports are busy, and that means parking lots are filling up, which means planes are filling up, so full flights are more likely, which means carry-on baggage is bound to get full in the overhead bin space. If you can use the checked bag system, it may save you the trouble later. Buck Taft, the director of the PSC Airport, says flights were full last week and they will be full this week. He doesn't have the exact numbers yet, but he says this year could see more people flying out of the airport than last year in December. He also says there are new things coming to the airport that'll help with wait times, and one of them being a third TSA lane.
And then January, I believe it's 14th, we'll start getting our third lane, our third TSA lane. So we'll be having the ability to add more capacity through the checkpoint. So things should be easier, but please get here early.
And just a reminder, you've heard many times if you're flying out in the morning, and we're talking about between 5 to 7 a.m., make sure you arrive early. And Taft says you should arrive around 90 minutes to 2 hours before your flight. Coming up next, experts have found new information regarding the guns used in the Madison school shooting last week. We have exactly what they found. But first, Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth will have your weather forecast. Keep it right here.
Car wreck, I'm here to help you.
I got T-boned at an intersection. Mariano got me about 50 times more than I thought I was going to get.
I did my best, and she got way more than she expected.
He is the guy.
Call 853-2222.
Owning a food truck was my dream, but my back and leg pain made every day a struggle. Then my personalized arch support system from the Good Feet store got me back in the picture.
Clinically proven to provide significant pain relief in only 4 weeks.
I'm back to being the best version of myself.
Get back in the picture. The Good Feet store. Book your free fitting at goodfeet.com.
Welcome to Nissan. Are you interested in
test drive?
Absolutely.
There's the all-new Kicks, the new V6-powered Frontier, and the Nissan Rogue. Consumer Guide's Best Buy 10 years in a row.
Finished with all your holiday shopping?
We are now.
Hurry in to the Nissan year-end sales event. Now get 0% APR financing for 60 months, or get a low $279 per month lease on Rogue.
And Doug.
Whoa, Limu! We're in a parade! Everyone, customize and save hundreds on car insurance with Liberty Mutual. Customize and save!
and then I wake up.
And you have this dream every night?
Yeah, every night.
I see.
Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Do you feel moody or down during winter? You could suffer from seasonal affective disorder. Find ways to keep your attitude healthy this time of year at AppleValleyNewsNow.com.
Seasonal Depression Awareness Month, sponsored by Prosser Memorial Health. This is how we care.
Car wreck? I'm here to help you.
I got T-boned at an intersection. Mariano got me about 50 times more than I thought I was going to get.
I did my best, and she got way more than she expected.
He is the guy.
Call 853-2222.
ABC Tonight. It's Christmas, chaos, and...
Kevin! I'm gonna kill that kid! You guys give up, or you're thirsty for more?
Home Alone. ABC Tonight. Part of the wonderful world of Disney.
Smoke City for Less. We are open 7 days a week with now 5 locations.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colberth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Before we talk about the past conditions, I just wanted to talk about some of these alerts that we have in place. We have this winter weather advisory that's in place for the eastern slopes of the Cascades above 3,000 feet. Goes from 1 p.m. on Wednesday, so 1 p.m. on Christmas Day, to 6 p.m. on Thursday, the day after Christmas. And then we still have this high wind warning that's in place until 7 for this morning. So I kind of did those out of order, but I just wanted to touch on the advisories and the alerts that were in place. Okay, now let's talk about some of the current pass conditions out there. US 2 at Stevens Pass. This is a very Christmassy look out there for this morning. I wish there was a little bit of color to this image because this is typically a pretty one, but packed snow, traction tires are advised here, so beware of that. And then we'll take it down to US 97 at Blewett Pass. Packed snow, traction tires are advised. Can't see anything per the WashDoc camera. And then for US Highway 12 at White Pass in Yakima County, it's a little slushy. Traction tires are advised. And then for some of those Blue Mountain passes, it is a little bit icy for this morning. Here's your day planner for lower elevation, starting off at 7 this morning. Temperatures in the 30s and 40s, rain looking likely at that point. By 1 p.m., a little bit drier still, temperatures up into the 40s at this point, and then back down into the 30s and 40s by the time we get to 4 p.m. It's looking much drier across the map, maybe even a little bit of sunshine breaking through for the valleys. So for today, we'll continue to be about 10 degrees above average for this time of the year. Winds really cranking down, if you will. But then for tonight, we'll just see some mountain snow showers left over, mostly dry for lower elevations. But then we're expecting more wet and wintry weather, mainly into Christmas night and then beyond. So I'll tell you how much rain, how much snow we're anticipating. That's going to be coming up in a few minutes.
Thank you, Josh. In your national headlines this morning, investigators say the guns found after the school shooting in Madison, Wisconsin were purchased legally. The 15-year-old girl shot and killed 2 people, injuring 6 others before she died of a self-inflicted gunshot wound. The 2 guns were recovered at the school, but investigators believe she only used one. Madison Police Chief Sean Barnes, who's set to be Seattle's new police chief, said the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives was able to trace the firearms. And in more national news, former President Bill Clinton is in the hospital. He's said to be undergoing testing and observation at Georgetown University Medical Center in Washington, D.C. And this is after developing a fever. Clinton is said to be in good spirits and hopeful to be home by Christmas. The 78-year-old has experienced health problems in the past, including a 4-hour bypass surgery in 2004. Up next on Good Morning Northwest, it's another good year for Angel Brook Farms Christmas Tree Jubilee as they wrapped up festivities last night, and we have a behind-the-scenes look plus what they have planned for next year in just a few minutes.
Our pre-owned customers are anybody and everybody that needs a vehicle.
McCreary's been around so long. A lot of people bought their cars here, and then their kids bought their cars here. Our customers are somebody that wants to be able to come back to us after they buy that car for whatever reason.
We make sure that every vehicle that's coming through our shop has been thoroughly tested and checked.
It matters a lot. I see these cars all around. It's just a peace of mind that comes with knowing that we've been here so long and we'll continue to be here.
McCurley has a lot of master technicians. We have some that have been with their brands for 30 plus years, and McCurley McCurley just as long. We are going to be sharing the roads with these vehicles, which is one of the reasons we do take so much effort in making sure that they're going to be drivable for a long period of time.
So it's your daily journey, and so it's a lot more than just purchasing or something or a quick transaction. It's everything to people nowadays is what their car means to them. We're going to be here tomorrow to help you with whatever's on their car. Buying pre-owned with McCurley means your vehicle meets a higher standard.
Find your way home in a Subaru certified pre-owned vehicle from McCurley Subaru.
Smoke City for Less is your one-stop shop in Kennewick, Richland, West Richland, Hermiston, Road 68 in Pasco, and at the new location on West Court Street in Pasco. Open 7 days a week from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. at all 6 locations. Get the lowest prices on the largest selection of vape mods, classic to tropical vape flavors, batteries, cigars, tobacco products, Kratom, and specialty products too. Don't waste time in other places. Go to Smoke City for Less. We smoke the competition.
Is your home in need of a remodel? Then transform your living space with help from Costless Carpet.
Have you heard about Costless Carpet's new Rhino SPC? It's changing the flooring industry. Durable, waterproof, with amazing looks that are blowing our customers away. Rhino SPC has 20 and 30 mil wear layers, making it more durable and easy to install. Costless Carpet stocks over 25 different visuals and has wide planked woods and 12 by 24 tile designs too. To find your nearest store, visit costlesscarpet.com.
Step into the Prosser House, where great food meets comfortable atmosphere. We invite you to relax in our cozy space. From classic dishes to chef-inspired creations, and now we're raising the bar, literally. With our newly renovated bar, we're serving up crafted cocktails, your favorite local brews, and award-winning wines. Plus, we're proud to announce that the Prosser House is your restaurant showdown champion. Special night out or just a break from cooking, experience the award-winning difference at the Prosser House.
This newscast sponsored by Nissan. From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colberth.
Northwest, let's go ahead and jump into the forecast. Rain is looking likely this morning, but trending drier after lunchtime, specifically for the Kittitas Valley, Yakima Valley, and Lower Columbia Basin. Rain will stick around a bit longer for the Cascades, Blues, and Blue Foothills. In fact, we'll eventually see a transition of freezing rain for Snoqualmie Pass by the early afternoon and a transition to snow by the late afternoon. For tonight, we could have a few light showers left over during the mid to late evening for the Blue Foothills, but otherwise lower elevations should be dry tonight. Rain will finally transition to snow for Cabbage Hill by the mid-evening, and light snow could persist through the night for both the Blues and Cascades. For Christmas Day, Christmas morning could feature light snow in the Cascades, but it'll be a dry start elsewhere. Rain and snow will start to pick back up across the area starting during the early afternoon. And then for tomorrow night, intensity of rain and snow will especially ramp up by the mid-evening, with pass conditions sliding downhill for Snoqualmie Pass and Cabbage Hill. Snow levels will start to come up around midnight, so that's around the time we could see a transition from snow to freezing rain back to a cold rain for both Snoqualmie Pass and Cabbage Hill. Here's some of the snowfall totals that we're thinking for both Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. Upwards of 6 to 12 inches for our Cascade passes, so you might have to break out the tire chains there. And then we're not really anticipating any valley snow or foothill snow, but anywhere between 1 to 4 inches for our Blue Mountain passes. Then in terms of water for Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, between 1/4 to 1/2 inch of water for the valleys and basin, between 3/4 to 1 inch for the foothills, and between 1 inch to 1.5 inches for the Blues and Cascades. Then we have a follow-up storm system for Thursday and Friday. Snow levels a little bit higher with this one, between 3,500 to 4,000 feet, 3 to 4 inches of snow for Snoqualmie Pass, less than 1 inch for Cabbage Hill, but obviously more for Tollgate and more for White Pass and Stevens Pass. This is going to be a very wet storm system, specifically for the mountains, as we're thinking anywhere between 1 inch to 2.5 inches of water, even some decent totals for lower elevations as well. Then we have another storm system into Saturday and Sunday. Snow levels a little bit lower with this one, between 1,000 and 3,500 feet. So 4 to 6 inches of snow for Snoqualmie Pass, a couple inches for Cabbage Hill, and once again, more for Tollgate and more for White Pass. So travel will be impacted during this time frame. This is looking like another very wet one, especially for the mountains once again. Just wanted to touch on temperatures real quick, as they'll range from about 5 to 15 degrees above average for the next 7 days. Here's the 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. Warmer and wetter the day after Christmas, and our active pattern continues after that. In Yakima, rain likely both Thursday and Friday, slightly drier Saturday, but wetter again by Sunday. Then in Ellensburg, rain likely Thursday through Sunday, trending drier and colder by Monday. For Hermiston, milder and wetter on the 26th, and more active weather is in store after that. Then for Walla Walla, rain likely Thursday through Sunday, but maybe a hair drier by the start of next week.
All right, check this out. It's another year in the books for Angel Brook Farms Christmas Tree Jubilee. This was their 7th year hosting this event as they wrapped up the holiday festivities last night. Our Riley Fitzgerald was there and takes us with her.
From Santa photos to real animals, Christmas trees for purchase, rides around the fairgrounds, and a gift shop with plenty to see, and Angel Brook's handcrafted ice cream, it's a Christmas experience.
We sold a lot of trees this year, put a lot of people through the new activity barn here. My wife always puts together an awesome gift shop, so sales have been good in there.
The activity barn has got games, but also the giant petting zoo.
So there's a bunch to do at the Christmas Tree Jubilee, but the fan favorite is definitely the petting zoo. I'm here with my friend Rose. Rose, what would you say your favorite part is? Great answer. Me too.
I've seen a lot here. I've seen like the llamas, the cows, and I got to hold one of the bunnies, and there's a lot of fun stuff to do here.
Bunnies, cows, camels, goats, and I think that was a bull over there.
A mini bull, you have a baby camel, you got alpacas, you got a mini donkey, you got 2 brand new baby calves just born. You got sheep, you got goats, you got my big Highland cow, Rose, and then Minnie and Winnie, my little tiny, we got a little tiny horse that's about, 4 months old.
But what everyone is getting ready for is Christmas.
I'm super ready. Like, I want to open my presents tomorrow.
As for next year for Angel Brook Farms event,
probably another building, probably more fun and games, and then I'm thinking, Christmas lights, so kind of some thoughts there about what we can continue to do. I think it's fun. The nice thing about the fairgrounds is we can just continue to go. They have lots of room, so we plan on being here for the long term.
In terms of trees sold, Buse says a couple thousand through the month. It's only the 7th year for Angel Brook Farm hosting its Christmas Tree Jubilee, the 2nd at the fairgrounds. The Christmas tradition that's just getting started. In Kennewick, Riley Fitzgerald, Apple Valley News Now.
Thank you, Riley. Now, if you enjoyed their Jubilee, reminder that Angel Brook Farm does a couple of stand-ups throughout the year. They take place in Pasco, Richland, and Kennewick, and they've also got an ice cream food truck at the hub of Kennewick. Up next on Good Morning Northwest, a lot of people have family traditions of going to the movies on Christmas Day, and we have a look at which new movies are releasing tomorrow. That's in your entertainment news right after the break.
It's beginning to look a lot like savings during the holiday sale at Furniture Row. Stop in today because everything is on sale. Or get 48 months, no interest financing. Shop the largest selection at the lowest prices guaranteed. Happy holidays from Furniture Row.
It's that time of year again to get the Honda of your dreams during Happy Honda Days, where you'll find great offers on a rugged new Passport, Pilot with available all-wheel drive, and the powerful Ridgeline. So don't wait. Turn your holiday dreams into reality with a new Honda named KBB.com's best value brand. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or visit your local Honda dealer today.
Hit by a big truck in bad weather? There's a law that says truck drivers have a legal duty to use extreme caution when driving in hazardous conditions. Knowing these laws sets my truck wreck team apart. I'm attorney Mariano Morales, the Big Truck Heavy Hitter. Big truck insurance companies know that we have the knowledge and experience to get you paid everything you deserve. Hit by a big truck, our team knows truck wrecks and how to win for you. I'm attorney Mariano Morales, the Big Truck Heavy Hitter.
The Heavy Hitter is the one for you. Call 853-2222.
These are real people seeking solutions to real pain.
I have plantar fasciitis.
My feet, my knees, hips, and back.
And then they were fit with Good Feet arch supports. Clinically proven. Significant pain relief in only 4 weeks.
I'm not feeling any pain. My heel, that's where I always feel it.
Pressure off your knees?
Yeah, actually. I didn't notice any pain in my back. I feel like I could walk all day in these.
Take back the life you love and book your personalized arch support fitting today.
Why do patients and families immediately think of Good Shepherd? They trust our knowledge and expertise. They value the compassionate care we provide. They feel like they are being taken care of by family. From our renowned doctors and top-of-the-line technology to our state-of-the-art facilities, Good Shepherd Healthcare System. Patients first, always.
It's the holiday sale at Denver Mattress. Right now, everything is on sale, like the budget-friendly Summit Eurotop, easy on the wallet for only $379.99, or get 48 months no-interest financing and free shipping. The holiday sale, on now at Denver Mattress.
Merry Christmas from all of us at Apple Valley News Now.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest and your entertainment news. A lot of people have family traditions of going to the movies on Christmas Day.
And we have a look at 5 new movies that arrive in theaters on Christmas Day. Rick Damigella unwraps this preview.
Being a CEO means being a collaborator and a nurturer.
Nicole Kidman stars as a CEO engaging in a torrid affair with an intern in the drama Baby Girl. Kidman won the Volpe Cup for Best Actress at the Venice Film Festival for the role.
I'm one of the biggest pop stars in the world, but I've always seen myself a little less evolved.
Robbie Williams portrays himself in the musical biography Better Man, but you won't see much of him as his performance was replaced by a CGI chimpanzee.
You tramped all the way from Minnesota. Why is that? I wanted to catch a spark.
Timothy Chalamet steps into the shoes of Bob Dylan in the biopic A Complete Unknown. The film has racked up more than a dozen awards already, with numerous more nominations for the ongoing awards season.
As long as I'm boxing, I'm gonna be okay.
Ryan Destiny plays professional boxer Claressa Shields in The Fire Inside. Destiny won the Rising Star Award at the Denver Film Festival and is nominated for Best Lead Performance at the upcoming Film Independent Spirit Awards.
He's coming.
Who is coming to my child?
Count Orlok is coming back to theaters in Robert Eggers' modern telling of Nosferatu. The film has already won multiple critics groups honors, along with the National Board of Review's Cinematography Award. Getting refills of popcorn in Hollywood, I'm Rick Damigella.
I've actually never seen a movie on Christmas Day. That's just not something I've ever done. Have you done that before?
I have. My dad took me and my sister to see The Third Night at the Museum. It's the one with Sir Camelot, not to be confused with Sir Mix-a-Lot.
Is that a tradition in your family or no?
It was just like that was an aberration. It's just the one time we did that. Yeah.
Well, coming up next on Good Morning Northwest at 5:30, a law that's set to go into effect in Washington is putting the RV and trucking company in a tight spot. And we have an in-depth look at it in the next half hour. But first, we have your Tech Bites.
In today's Tech Bites, X is raising the price of its top-tier user subscription by nearly 40%. The ad-free Premium Plus subscription is jumping from $16 to $22 per month, the biggest hike since Elon Musk purchased the platform's Twitter. Apple is accused of hosting hundreds of inappropriate apps that are rated safe for children. A new report claims the apps on the App Store, listed as suitable for kids as young as 12, include offerings that allow adult-themed gaming, weight loss tracking, and the ability to chat with strangers. Finally, Casio releases its Ring Watch here in the US on the day after Christmas. Its tiny screen shows the time, but there's a stopwatch and an alarm as well. Casio says the tiny watch is waterproof and its battery will last for 2 years. The Ring Watch will be on sale for $120. I heard they were also going to make a belt with a watch, but realized it would be a waste of time. Those are your Tech Bites. Have a great day.
I'm the team mascot, and boy am I running late. But I got lead in my foot and spirit in my fingers. Oh, what a hit. did. And if you don't have the right auto insurance coverage, the cost to cover that might tank your season. So get Allstate, save money on auto insurance, and be protected from mayhem, like me. Woo!
Speak now or forever hold your...
Only took 4-hour cough liquid? Unlike Robitussin DM, Delsum Liquid offers 12 hours of cough relief all day or night. Delsum, cough crisis averted.
Jordan's sore nose let out a fiery sneeze, so Dad grabbed Puffs Plus lotion to soothe her with ease. Puffs Plus lotion is gentle on sensitive skin and locks in moisture to provide soothing relief. A nose in need deserves Puffs indeed. America's #1 lotion tissue.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good morning, Northwest. On your side.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jessica Jalal.
And I'm Josh Colbert.
All right, Josh, it is a Merry Christmas Eve.
Yes.
Are we having a nice forecast?
No.
No, it's just going to be gross and wet out there.
Yeah, we're going to have some snowy mountain passes. That's definitely going to impact holiday travel if you're trying to travel over Interstate 90, US 12, I-84. But first, we have some good news to talk about.
Did you hit that forecast high?
I sure did, so that would make it 3 in a row for me.
Christmas present for you.
Yes, which is a turkey. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at some of the numbers from yesterday. My forecast high of 51 degrees, verified at 49 degrees, which falls within that 3-degree threshold, which meant that the jackpot grew to $75. So here's the deal for today. My forecast high is 48 for Pasco. That means that if the actual high temperature verifies between 45 to 51 degrees, the jackpot is going to go up to $100. But if it doesn't, the jackpot could be yours. To find out how to win the jackpot, go to applevalleyNewsNow.com, click on contest, or you could scan the QR code that is currently on your screen. All right, let's take a look at some of the wet weather that we have across the region for this morning. Looks like the wettest stuff right now is in Walla Walla County, building back into Morrow and Umatilla County. Snow levels around 5,500 feet, but they will be drifting throughout the day, but also the moisture will be exiting throughout the day. Winds starting to become less and less of an issue now, still gusting out of the south and east for the Blue Foothills and Blue Mountains, but nothing to write home about right now. But we will have some more wind gusts over the next 48 hours, but definitely not as strong as what we saw last night and earlier this morning. Temperatures around 40 degrees for the foothills, the same thing for the lower Columbia Basin, just a smidge cooler than that in the Kittitas and Yakima Valley. So all of us need to bundle up this morning as you're headed out the front door, but it's likely just a little bit too warm to have to break out the ice scraper, at least for lower elevations. Here's your umbrella cast for today for the Tri-Cities. You'll definitely need it before lunchtime, but after that, looking much drier. And Christmas Day is going to be a dry day to start, but then it's looking like it's going to turn pretty wet again towards the afternoon and evening. But for today, high still about 10-ish degrees above average for this time of the year. Rain likely for this morning, and I'll take you on a zone-by-zone tour of today's forecast. Also, I'll show you the forecast for some of those travel destinations, so that's going to be coming up in a few minutes.
Thank you, Josh. Now, in depth this morning, a new law that's set to go into effect in Washington is putting the RV and trucking company in a tight spot. Our very own Dan Hansen has been looking into the law to uncover how it will affect not only the state, but also our community locally.
Starting on January 1st, the state of Washington could stop the sales of new RVs and large trucks powered by diesel or gasoline. This comes after Washington voted to follow emission regulations modeled by California. The new rule will affect vehicles over 8,500 pounds, but not everyone is on board with these new regulations.
With electric vehicles, the cart is before the horse. There is not an electric vehicle in operation today or even available today that will serve the agricultural sector.
In 2020, Senate Bill 5811 was passed by the state legislatures. The bill is sponsored by Senator Joe Nguyen, who is also the chair of the Senate Environmental Committee. This bill says the state will adopt the Clean Air Vehicles program, which includes medium and heavy-duty vehicles like recreational vehicles, semi-trucks, and farm equipment.
That is a mandate directly on manufacturers to produce and sell an increasing number of zero-emission vehicles.
Sherry Call is the CEO of the Washington Truckers Association. She says Washington lawmakers decided to follow California's zero-emissions vehicle laws. Call says with this new law, the RV and trucking industries are now facing a new era in those vehicle sales.
The way that's being applied right now, their mandate for 2025, when it goes into effect for Washington, is to sell at least 7% of vehicle sales have to be zero emission.
She says the problem with this is, in Washington, nobody is really ready for it. Shane Vasic has been driving trucks since 2013 and says he is one of those people who aren't ready for this.
I mean, personally, I don't really see any positives of it. I mean, there has to be for them to be pushing it. You know, the environment is very important.
Senator Joe Wynn says this bill is important to him because he says we're in a climate crisis and says the state needs to use every tool they have to provide a sustainable future.
This ZEF standard has shown to be very successful in other jurisdictions in which it's been implemented. California, I think, is a key reason that we're seeing the acceleration of automakers developing and deploying these new electric vehicles as well. But it authorizes the Department of Ecology to adopt California's zero emissions vehicle program. And just because it came up a few times on the Senate side, the reason why we're adopting California's is because we can't preempt the federal government. That's the only thing we can do.
The regulations also target large diesel and gas-powered motorhomes, including Class A and Class C models, to follow Washington's plan to phase out new gasoline vehicle sales by 2035. I reached out to multiple RV dealers for comment and was told there are so many moving parts to this bill, they didn't want to comment on this. Vasic says the biggest concern about this bill is for the farmers.
Because they use trucks. And, you know, they only use trucks X amount of months out of the year for harvests. And you think that they got to go buy a $200,000 truck, you know, to keep up with regulations. You know, that's what it's going to come down to in the future. And you just think about what those costs are going to do. It's going to increase the price of the product that they're providing.
Kyle Buse is the owner of Angel Brook Farms in Pasco. He says the state isn't set up for this and doesn't have the infrastructure.
I mean, I can only approach it from a farm standpoint. And the thing about agriculture in this area, you know, agriculture is a main industry in this area. And, you know, when it's time to harvest, it's time to harvest. When it's time to plant, it's time to plant.
Buse says he's hoping this won't affect the farming industry right now because there's nothing they can do. As a farmer, he has no problem with electric vehicles. In fact, says the state needs to be going that way. However, if there is a shortage of trucks on the road, it will affect how he makes his living.
The bottom line is, yeah, you've got big, heavy-duty trucks that are needed to get the harvest and to get them, you know, to the packers. Like, if you watch in this area, you know, what, mid-September to mid-late October, look at all the Apple trucks that you see going up and down the road. How are we going to, you know, and again, that Apple has got to get to market when it's, you know, you can't say, you know, I'm going to pick it in a week, or I'm going to wait a couple of days because I can't get trucks because we're working on, you know, trying to get them electric.
Under the advanced clean air regulations, manufacturers who can't make enough vehicles that qualify under these regulations can purchase credits from other manufacturers who have credits to spare. Those who need to purchase a truck that is gas or diesel powered in Idaho or Montana where these CARB regulations are not in place. Washington would allow the vehicle to be registered as a used vehicle, only after that truck or RV has 7,500 miles on it. Call says this new mandate is threatening and could be devastating to the Washington trucking industry.
That's the vicarious nature of this industry, is we compete with companies from out of state. So if we have to double our costs, we're not going to be in business. So there's a real threat, honestly, to the supply chain with this.
Call says the mandate on the manufacturers would require they sell a certain percentage of zero-emission vehicles to the dealers before they can sell a legacy vehicle. Dan Hansen, Apple Valley News Now.
Thank you, Dan. And coming up next on Good Morning Northwest, a barred owl could have died on the road, but a Good Samaritan saved the day. We have the cute story and your weather forecast right after the break.
the 3-degree guarantee. Sponsored by Legends Casino Hotel.
You get in a car wreck and call the insurance company and get nowhere. Stop wasting your time. Just make one more call to 853-2222. They can't ignore my demands to pay you all the money you deserve.
Call 853-2222.
These days, everyone wants their dollar to go farther. That's why you should come in a Cost Less Carpet. We buy directly from factories, eliminating the middleman and passing the savings on to you. Nobody beats our prices. Cost Less Carpet has a gigantic inventory of all the popular styles of floors: luxury vinyl, laminate, carpet, tile, exotic granite, marble, and quartz slabs. For the greatest selection at the lowest price, find your nearest Costless Carpet at costlesscarpet.com.
The White Card, a powerful resource for former Hanford and DOE employees. If you worked in the area and have come down with cancer, lung disease, Parkinson's, or renal failure, you may be eligible for financial compensation and healthcare services. A simple phone call can get the process started. Atomic Home Health. Don't wait. Call today.
This holiday season, elevate your gift giving with a Christmas basket from the Country Mercantile. Thoughtfully curated with gourmet chocolates, artisan treats, and handcrafted delights, each basket is a celebration of quality and care. Perfect for family, friends, or colleagues, these baskets make a timeless statement of appreciation. Browse our gift shop for fun and unique gifts. Shop online and have it shipped or visit our store. The Country Mercantile, where holiday traditions are made.
Come discover our hand-picked collections at D-Lynn's Boutique. Whether you're shopping for a cozy weekend getaway or a special night out, D-Lynn's Boutique has everything you need to shine this winter. Visit us in-store or online and let us help you wrap the season in style.
And Doug.
Whoa, we moved. We're in a parade. Everyone, customize and save hundreds on car insurance with Liberty Mutual. Customize and save.
And then I wake up.
And you have this dream every night?
Yeah, every night.
I see.
Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
You get in a car wreck and call the insurance company and get nowhere. Stop wasting your time. Just make one more call to 853-2222. They can't ignore my demands to pay you all the money you deserve.
Call 853-2222.
We just love waking up holiday mornings with you.
Good morning, America. Good morning, America. Good morning, America.
Good morning, America. Good morning, America. Happy holidays from all of us here at Good Morning America.
It's Special Agent Will Tramp. How do I look? Thanks, girl. First case back. We're gonna solve this.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
West, let's go ahead and show you the forecast for some of the travel destinations around here, starting off with Seattle. And in typical Seattle fashion, it's going to be pretty wet, pretty gray and cool, with high temperatures struggling to make it past 50 degrees. Then we'll take it down to Portland. The forecast just about the same as Seattle. Wet, gray, cool. Highs struggling to make it out of the low 50s. Overnight lows down into the low to mid 40s. And then we'll take it across the state to Spokane. Also really a similar forecast, although during the day on Christmas Day, it's looking like it's going to be a little bit drier. But then there's going to be that next wave of wet weather into late Wednesday and then into Thursday. All right, now let's take it back to our neck of the woods. Here's your zone-by-zone forecast for today. Starting off in Kittitas County, these high temperatures spanning from the mid-30s to the upper 40s, just kind of depending on the microclimate. The winds mostly gusting out of the south and southeast, at least for the mountains, but in the valley, the winds are going to gust out of the north and west. And then in the Yakima Valley, these highs in the mid-40s. For the lower Columbia Basin, we're going to be up around 50 degrees, pretty wet, pretty cool, especially during the morning, but after lunchtime will trend a little bit drier. And then for the foothills of the Blue Mountains, expecting high temperatures to be up around 50 degrees. Also, we'll have some winds, mainly for this morning, at least for the foothills, but those could persist a little bit later in the day for the Blue Mountains. And I'll show you how much rain, how much snow we're expecting over the next 48 hours, and additional storm systems lined up after that. So I'll break all that down coming up in a few minutes.
Thank you, Josh. All right, check this out. In Oregon, a barred owl is now in recovery after it was found on a busy road in Eugene on Friday. The driver who spotted the wounded owl said it would have been struck by traffic if it were left there, but the man says he pulled over, put on his hazard lights, and scooped the owl up when it was safe to do so. The Good Samaritan took care of the owl overnight before taking her to a local animal sanctuary center the following day.
Hart said to stop and to pull over and to pick this bird up. And I mean, I don't know how I would have felt if I didn't.
The owl is expected to fully recover and it will be returned to the wild in the next few days. Not all heroes wear capes. And up next on Good Morning Northwest, gas prices, that's the question you have if you're planning on traveling this week for the holidays. And coming up in your morning sprint, we have what the average price is expected to be. But first, our Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbert will have your full weather forecast.
Hit by a big truck in bad weather? There's a law that says truck drivers have a legal duty to use extreme caution when driving in hazardous conditions. Hit by a big truck? I'm attorney Mariana Morales, the big truck heavy hitter.
Call 853-2222.
Magical moments. Snowy adventures. Warming up. Making memories. A winter wonderland. The perfect close-by getaway this winter is Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. Find countless ways to play and plan your escape at cdawinter.com.
It's that time again.
It's our annual year-end inventory closeout sale at Mattress Depot USA.
This is your best opportunity of the year to save hundreds on brand name mattress sets.
All remaining models from last year's inventory are on sale.
Here's your chance to get a comfortable, great night's sleep at up to 60% off.
Don't hesitate, or else you'll have to wait another year to take advantage of these incredible savings.
Low prices every day. Mattress Depot USA.
Take off for an air adventure over Idaho's oldest ski area.
High quality snow, averaging over 400 inches a year.
Fly the Northwest over Lookout Pass.
We've got one of the longest natural half pipes called Rolling Thunder.
Apple Valley News now at 6 tonight.
Are you feeling sad or down during the winter months? Losing interest in just about everything? It could be seasonal affective disorder. Find ways to combat SAD at applevalleynewsnow.com.
Seasonal Depression Awareness Month, sponsored by Prosser Memorial Health. This is how we care.
Try getting deals this big down the chimney during the holiday sale at Denver Mattress. Right now, everything is on sale, like the budget-friendly Summit Eurotop, easy on the wallet for only $379.99. Purchase any Tempur-Pedic and get a free $300 gift. And check out the Buena Vista Firm, now only $474.99. Or get 48 months no-interest financing and free shipping right to your doorstep. 'Tis the season to settle in for silent nights. Happy holidays from Denver Mattress.
Hit by a big truck in bad weather? There's a law that says truck drivers have a legal duty to use extreme caution when driving in hazardous conditions. Hit by a big truck? I'm attorney Mariana Morales, the big truck heavy hitter.
Call 853-2222.
From our family to yours, happy holidays.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbert.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Let's go ahead and step you through the forecast. So rain will be likely this morning, but trending drier after lunchtime, specifically for the Kittitas Valley, Yakima Valley, and Lower Columbia Basin. Rain will stick around a bit longer for the Cascades, Blues, and Blue Foothills. In fact, we'll eventually see a transition of freezing rain for Snoqualmie Pass by the early afternoon and a transition to snow by the late afternoon. Then for tonight, we could have a few light showers left over during the mid to late evening for the Blue Foothills, but otherwise lower elevation should be dry tonight. Rain will likely transition to snow for Cabbage Hill by the mid-evening, and light snow could persist through the night for both the Blues and the Cascades. Then for tomorrow, Christmas morning could feature light snow in the Cascades, but it'll be a dry start elsewhere. Rain and snow will start to pick back up across the area starting during the early afternoon. And then for tomorrow night, the intensity of rain and snow will especially ramp up by the mid-evening, with pass conditions sliding downhill for Snoqualmie Pass and Cabbage Hill. And snow levels will start to come up around midnight, so that's around the time we could see a transition from snow to freezing rain back to a cold rain for Snoqualmie Pass and Cabbage Hill. Here's some of the snowfall totals we're thinking for both Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, anywhere between 6 to 12 inches for our Cascade Passes. So if you're traveling up this way, have the snow chains and the tire chains ready to go. We're not expecting any snow for the valleys, no snow for the basin, no snow for the foothills, and anywhere between 1 to 4 inches for our Blue Mountain Passes. So definitely the biggest impacts up in the Cascades. In terms of water totals for Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, anywhere between 1/4 to 1/2 inch of water for the valleys and basin, between 3/4 to 1 inch for the foothills, and between 1 inch to 1.5 inches for the Cascades and Blues. Then we have another storm system for Thursday and Friday. These snow levels a little bit higher this time, between 3,500 feet to 4,000 feet. 3 to 4 inches of snow is what we're anticipating for Snoqualmie Pass, less than 1 inch for Cabbage Hill and Meacham. Of course, more for Tollgate, more for White Pass. And then in terms of water totals for Thursday and Friday, my goodness, look at the Blues and the Cascades getting absolutely swamped, and even lower elevations picking up a decent amount of water. And then we have another storm system into Saturday and Sunday. Snow levels with this one lower, 1,000 to 3,500 feet. More snow for Snoqualmie Pass, more for Cabbage Hill, and obviously much more for Tollgate and White Pass and Stevens Pass. And this is looking like it's going to be a pretty wet storm system for the mountains as well. By the way, temperatures staying about 5 to 15 degrees above average for the next 7 days. So very warm into 2024. There's a 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. Warmer and wetter the day after Christmas, and our active pattern continues after that. In Yakima, rain likely both Thursday and Friday, slightly drier Saturday, but wetter again by Sunday. In Ellensburg, rain likely Thursday through Sunday, trending drier and colder by Monday. For Hermiston, milder and wetter on the 26th, and more active weather is in store after that. And then for Walla Walla, rain likely Thursday through Sunday, but maybe a hair drier by the start of next week.
Now, the morning sprint.
Time is now 5:51. It's time for your morning sprint in our 5 o'clock hour, and we're starting off with the top 5 local stories you need to know this morning. It's been 1 full month since the Hanford lockout of HMIS. Workers were picketing yesterday on Columbia Center Boulevard. The union says they've continued to counteroffer but keep getting declined. They also say their health savings accounts are being locked, and they say they're hoping to hear back from the judge on Thursday, and they will take a break from picketing for the next 2 days. The city of Walla Walla has identified the human remains that were found during construction work earlier this month. Officials say the remains are of someone with Native American origin. Now, the discovery site near the intersection of Fern Avenue and Whitman Street has officially been designated as an archaeological site. An update on the Lewis Street Overpass project in Pasco. All streets and sidewalks are now open. The renovations will help pedestrians and cyclists get from the east to the west side. It's also more accessible to those who are handicapped. Officials say only final touches are left, and those will be completed in the next few months. And the city is planning a ribbon-cutting ceremony for the spring. The city of Sunnyside's aging water infrastructure is in urgent need of repairs. A plan for an updated water system estimates upgrades will cost nearly $20 million. The city manager says the repairs have been delayed to try and minimize costs for residents, but they can't wait any longer. City Council will discuss these issues in the first 2 months of next year. And we have some reminders and tips for those that are traveling for the holidays via airplane. Parking lots are filling up and flights will be full. This means overhead bin space can get full, so if you can use the checked bag system, do so. And just a reminder, you've heard that many times, make sure you arrive around 1.5 hours to 2 hours before your flight. Also, new things are coming to the airport next year to help speed up the processes. One of those will include a 3rd TSA lane. Now to your national news, the House Ethics Committee releases the report on former Congressman Matt Gaetz. It shows the panel found evidence to suggest Gaetz may have paid women tens of thousands of dollars for sex or drugs on at least 20 occasions, also indicating a 17-year-old girl was paid for sex. The Ethics Committee concluded that Gaetz likely violated Florida state laws, but not federal sex trafficking laws. Gaetz had filed a lawsuit against the committee to try and block the report's release. Gaetz has repeatedly denied any wrongdoing. In business news, the Starbucks workers' strike has now expanded to 9 states. The union representing thousands of baristas say this includes members in the states of Missouri, New Jersey, New York, Colorado, Ohio, Pennsylvania, California, Illinois, and Washington. Now, the union says Starbucks has failed to meet its demand for immediate and future pay raises. Meanwhile, Starbucks says there hasn't been any significant impacts to their store operations. Millions of Americans are hitting the road for holiday travel, and prices at the pump are the cheapest since 2020. Gas Buddy expects a national average of $3.01 a gallon for Christmas Day. It was $3.10 last year, but it's still more than the cost before COVID. And the national average on Christmas Day in 2019 was $2.54. In health news, the FDA says a recall of organic eggs sold at Costco is now classified at the highest risk level for potential salmonella contamination. About a month ago, New York-based Handsome Brook Farms voluntarily recalled 11,000 of the eggs. The 24-count packages of organic pasture-raised eggs were sold under the Kirkland Signature brand, and they have a use-by date of January 6th. So far, there are no reports of anybody getting sick. All right, trending now. 2024 was quite the year for entertainment. A lot happened, like records being broken, also some musician feuds, and celebrities in court.
So we're going to go over the year's biggest moments in entertainment, starting with Taylor Swift. Because of course, where else would you start? Her album, The Tortured Poets Department, spent 15 weeks at #1. It also became the first album in Spotify history to top 300 million streams in a single day. And she was also there for boyfriend Travis Kelce when the Kansas City Chiefs won the Super Bowl. I forgot that was this year.
I know, there's so much that happened. Well, next up, Beyonce went country. Cowboy Carter was her 8th album to top the Billboard 200 and the first album by a black woman to top Billboard's country chart. And then also my favorite, Ariana Grande, had an amazing year, scoring a #1 album, 2 #1 singles, and a #1 movie, of course, Wicked.
Killers of the Flower Moon star Lily Gladstone made history at the Golden Globes as the first Indigenous person to win Best Actress.
And Disney sequels dominated the domestic box office, Inside Out 2 and Deadpool and Wolverine, each topping $600 million.
And Sean Diddy Combs was arrested in September and is facing multiple charges. Better legal news for Alec Baldwin when a judge dismissed the involuntary manslaughter charge against him. There were also more legal and health challenges for Harvey Weinstein.
And Bennifer 2.0 came to an end in August. J.Lo filed for the dissolution of her marriage to Ben Affleck 2 years after they finally tied the knot. And there's so much else that happened that it just boggles my mind. I can't even believe.
The tip of the iceberg.
I know, right?
Yep.
And we've got more to talk about later, more like viral trending moments. That'll be in our next hour, so keep it here. But also coming up on Good Morning Northwest, a law that's set to go into effect in Washington is putting the RV and trucking company in a tight spot, and we have an in-depth look at it in our 6 o'clock hour.
And it's a bit of a wet start out there for this morning, so I'll show you who's dealing with rain and even a little bit of snow. That's going to be coming up at 6.